Hi guys, this is Edgar Ortega, and this is the first time I'm posting on this channel in quite some time. I think it's been at least a couple of years, and this is the first time I'm posting a video. Generally, I posted just audio. I was doing interviews with people in the reptile world, and that was a lot of fun. I got to interview people like Bob Clark, Tom Crutchfield, and I grew up watching Mark O'Shea on TV, and so it was really cool getting to interview him, and I got to interview lots of local smaller breeders as well, people in the reptile industry, and it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed doing it. But I stopped, and like I said, I'll tell you why in a future video. In this video, I wanted to focus on something else. First, if you're interested in reptiles and amphibians at all, herpetology, field herping, keeping of reptiles and amphibians, or reptile conservation, reptiles all around, be sure to right now subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you get updates each time I upload a new video. And I will be ramping up this channel again, posting regularly, and it'll be entirely reptile related. It'll be all about herpetology, and it should be lots of fun. I look forward to it. I was largely inspired by Brian Barczyk, which I'm going to talk about today. But be sure to subscribe. And but right now I wanted to talk about my memories with Brian Barczyk. We hung out a few times when he came out to do talks for us at Central Valley Herpetological Society in Northern California. He came out a couple times. That's a group I started in 2011 and ran it for its first 5 years, and we had him come down. And we had great meetings. We had big meetings. Normally, a small meeting for our Herp Society was about 40 people. And that's quite a few. A lot of herp societies would love to have 40 people at their meetings, right? But generally, we had big meetings. We had 50, 60, 65 people at our meetings on average. But when Brian came, both times, he packed the house and perhaps passed the limit we should have. I think the place holds about 100 people maybe, or maybe less than that. I don't remember the capacity, but we filled the room. I think I counted about 120 or so people both times that Brian came to visit. So he was popular. People loved hearing him. People loved getting to meet him. And I want to share a couple memories of that with you, because these memories right now, they're just mine. And I see everybody sharing their memories with Brian, and I think I should put it out there because it's something that some things that you should know about Brian, because they happened, and more people should know about it. And the reptile community suffered a great loss with the passing of Brian Barczyk. I remember watching his videos from the snake bite days, right? Snake bites days on his Snake Bites channel, and it was lots of fun meeting him and people that worked at his facility. And he did a lot to get people interested, especially young kids, interested in the world of reptiles and amphibians, and that's a great thing. Brian, if you can hear me, you may be gone from this plane of existence right now, but you inspired many people who will take up the torch from here, and he inspired me to continue this channel. And so I did want to put that out there and let you guys know that he had at least a large part of inspiring that. And so I wanted to do that. And when you hear my video about why I stopped doing my radio show interviews, that'll make more sense. But one of the memories, other than seeing him pack the house at the Central Valley Herp Society, is when he came to visit the second time. He hung out with us at the house before, and we went around, we field herped a little bit, and we talked, drove around different places. And it was great to get to know him, to hear him. And I can tell you this, that his personality that you see on YouTube is very much who he is. Now, it is exaggerated, but it is who he is. If you're going to be interesting, if you're going to have a YouTube channel, you have to kind of be yourself. And I think they say times 1.5 or times 2, I forget what it is. But he certainly did that, and it worked for him for his channel. And lots of people became interested in reptiles and amphibians because of that. And more people should adopt this positivity that he put out, that he always had, that I admired, that I shared when I did anything having to do with reptiles and amphibians. You have to support the people in your community, and that means support the people in your reptile community. Support what they're doing, promote what they're doing, right? A lot of times we want to just focus in on what we're doing, and we neglect promoting our community. But it's important to be positive. That's what Brian Barczyk showed us, and I loved it, because in this community, there's lots of negative types. All right, if they don't succeed, they want to see you fail, right? And so they start bashing you and things like that. And that sort of stuff happened to Brian. Unfortunately, I always defended him, but I see that. But I always want to be positive, and I learned that from Brian. I was always doing that myself, but it was great to see him do that. And he had great success with it, so it was really awesome. Anyway, the second time he came to Central Valley Herpetological Society, we were hanging out, and some members called us, and they said, hey, our daughter, they explained, is a big fan of Brian Barczyk, watching his videos on a daily basis, it seems. So she was a big fan. And so, can we bring our daughter by to meet Brian? They thought that would be good, and asked Brian. He's like, yeah, that's great. Bring her over. And they came down early before one of the meetings at our house. And they didn't tell her where they were going or who they were going to meet. They just said they were going to our house, stopping by our house first. And they brought her to the house, and we had Brian hide. And I think it was, excuse me, it's that time of year. And I think it was one of her parents that took her to where Brian was, and Brian just popped out and he said, hey, how's it going? It seemed kind of silly, but she got a kick out of it. And I think she froze, kind of trying to process everything, and she was real quiet. She's like, hi. But eventually she warmed up to the situation, and she got a kick out of getting to meet Brian Barczyk unexpectedly. I guess if you really admire somebody and you turn a corner, all of a sudden they're standing there saying hi to you. That would be really cool. So we could put ourselves in a place of that daughter of our members, and what a great memory that was for her. But more so, afterward, they hung out. He talked with her, and we had some trees out in the front of the house, and Brian and her were climbing around in the trees, goofing around, and so I'm sure that's a great memory for her. I'm sure it's something that she'll remember forever, getting to hang out with Brian Barczyk unexpectedly, and get to climb trees with him. And that was something really cool that he did, and he was always really friendly like that. Other memories are, of course, at the Herpetological Society meetings. We have lots of pictures on the Facebook page if you want to dig those up, of the 2 meetings we had with Brian a few years ago. And everybody's smiling, everybody's happy in the pictures. He's hanging out with everybody. He's hanging out with the little kids. He's chatting with them, showing them animals, talking to them, asking them about their animals. And he's hanging out with the adults, and everybody's super happy. We got to take the picture with Brian. And he came out, he talked about breeding snakes one time. Another time he came out and he talked about his experience with his, I think it was on Animal Planet, Venom Hunters, the adventures he went on there, and that was lots of fun. He got a kick out of it, and it was great to support him. I think the first time Lori came, and so it was great to meet her and seeing them together. Now, after the meeting, I'm sure they were quite tired, but I know Brian came back to our apartment one time, and we had a few members that were hanging out. And he was tired, but he came afterward and he visited, and so it was nice of him to do that. And the second time, we got to field herp and drive around and talk with him more, and it was really amazing. And like I said, it's that personality that you see on YouTube, but on YouTube it's a little bit amplified, but it is very much him, and he's always putting out that positivity, and that's something that a lot of reptile people can learn, right? There's people that have platforms that choose to deconstruct, to put people down instead of edifying people in the reptile community. See, it's all about what you focus on. If you look for all the bad things, you're going to find them in any sort of community, and you're going to focus on them, and you're going to just probably used to being a negative person. And you know, Brian was often the victim of these types of people, and it was hard to see that. But we always supported Brian. We spoke positively. It's important to understand that there's bad stuff out there in any community, be it the reptile world or anything else, but focus also on the good things, because if you want to increase the good, that's what you have to focus on. If you want to increase the bad, well, keep looking for bad things to pick on people and to put people down. I certainly don't encourage that. And I think the reptile community can heal from that quite a bit. after the unfortunate passing of Brian Barczyk. And again, my condolences to Brian's family. He was a father, a husband, and I think a grandfather as well. And so it's certainly a big loss, and it'll be felt. But like I said before, earlier, I think, he may be gone from this plane of existence, but he inspired multiple people, many people, who will take up the torch going from here. And I'm going to continue to make videos, largely inspired by what Brian did and what he was doing. And we're going to continue making videos talking about reptiles, supporting the reptile community. Here, I'm rebranding this channel as Herp Society. So be sure to subscribe here at Herp Society on YouTube and watch for updates on that. But I wanted to share those memories with Brian Barczyk, because I think everyone should. If you have memories with Brian, even if you just met him at the show one time, you should talk about it, because everybody should see the type of person that Brian was, and I saw that. And it's sad to see him go, of course. And so anyway, those are the memories I wanted to share. I want to be positive and promote positivity within the reptile community. Now, I hope to promote all the good things happening in the reptile world, the good things that you guys are doing out there. And so I hope you guys keep watching. Post your videos about Brian. Let me know in the comments if you met Brian Barczyk and your experiences with him. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you listening to these memories with Brian Barczyk. So I'll see you guys soon here on this channel. It's great to get it fired up again, and good to know that Brian inspired it. So hopefully we'll do lots of good things here now. Instead of the Edgar Ortega radio show, we are now Herp Society. So be sure to subscribe, like this video, and tell me about your experiences with Brian. So I'll see you, or you'll see me, in a future video.